Next up, at UFC 302, we have the featured prelim of the evening. We have high-level kickboxer versus high-level kickboxer. Last fight we broke down was a couple of grapplers having at it. These are a couple of strikers. We got Cesar Almeida taking on Roman Kopylov. Cesar Almeida only 5-0 in his MMA career, but that's because he's moved over more recently after a long, successful kickboxing career. He is undefeated. He does have 4 stoppages. He's taking on Roman Kopylov, 12-3 in his UFC or in his MMA career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off that submission loss to Anthony Hernandez. I mentioned this is 2 high-level kickboxers. Cesar Almeida famously is a high-level kickboxer. He fought Alex Pereira 3 times. He did beat him once. He did lose to him 2 times, but he's a big-time professional kickboxer that has achieved a lot of success in that world. And the Alex Pereira comparisons are already flowing in. He's basically been brought in the exact same path, same weight class, looking to have that same success. He's good. He's good. He's a very good kickboxer. So then the question always becomes, what about the takedown defense? And against the cage, his takedown defense is fantastic. But a lot of people can defend takedowns against the cage. In the middle of the cage, his takedown defense is almost non-existent. But against the cage, which just back up, scoot your butt, do what you got to do. Against the cage, he is a hard guy to take down. Overall, he's very dangerous. He is working on that ground game, and he's coming off that knockout win over Dylan Budka. He's taking on Roman Kopylov, another successful kickboxer that moved over to MMA. He does have that professional kickboxing experience. He does do a really nice job picking his shots, settling in. He is 4-3 in the UFC. He essentially has only been beaten by people who can take him down. People who cannot take him down, he's knocked them all out. If you can't take Roman down, you have a really, really tough outing in front of you. He has an 87% takedown defense, and I don't think it matters in this fight. People are loving Cesar Almeida in this matchup, and I totally get it. Because if you're just looking at it, and you're like, well, this is a very good kickboxer versus a very good kickboxer. And this one, Cesar, beat Alex Pereira once. And Cesar is the more accomplished of the two in the kickboxing world, so I got to go with Cesar. And that logic is sound. I'm not going to disagree with that logic. I'm not going to pick it apart. What I will say is this is an MMA fight. And before you jump down my throat and say, well, Roman doesn't wrestle, he does, though, occasionally. Not often, but he did take down Division III All-American Punahil Soriano. Took him down. Didn't need to. Took him down. And this is an MMA fight. And Roman Kopylov is not a chinny guy. He's been cracked a few times, but he's not a chinny guy. And Cesar Almeida, while he is putting people out, this will be the highest level striker he's fought inside of a cage. Roman Kopylov has 15 fights worth of experience in a cage, with cage control, with clinch against the cage, with that distance, with that range, with all of that. I am on the Roman Kopylov side. I totally 100% understand being on the Cesar Almeida side. I completely understand why the line has moved. Roman Kopylov opened as a favorite. He is now squarely the underdog. What do you think? Jakey Bambalots.
Yeah, this is... And let me talk about Cesar first, because Cesar, I was all over Cesar in his fight versus Dylan. Right, he actually was my lock of the week for a couple days, right? So I know my lock of the weeks are my almost lock of the weeks. He literally was locked in as my lock of the week versus Dylan. He won that fight, right? But I'm going to tell you why I switched off him for lock of the week. Because a lot of times I make a lock of the week, and then I kind of double down on the research, just to kind of solidify, just to make sure I feel good about it. I made him my lock of the week. I understood that he was up against a wrestler, and I thought that he could do enough to be able to get back to his feet because he's learning fast, right? The MMA, you can tell that he is learning fast in the MMA world as far as not only like kind of using offensive wrestling, which we've seen from him, but defensive wrestling, get back to his feet, be able to defend takedowns. He's got good takedown defense, especially against the fence, like Angelo mentioned. But I started rewatching the film, started rewatching the tape, and I understand everything that comes with Cesar, right? You hear the Alex Pereira stuff. You hear all the kickboxing stuff. You see the highlights of him knocking people out. And him knocking out Kopylov, to me, wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world, right? He's got power. He's got that big power at 185. He can knock out pretty much anybody if he lands a nice shot, just like in Alex Pereira, right? Alex Pereira's going to knock out anybody if he lands a shot. But a lot of times in MMA, especially with these smaller gloves, it's not really about power. It's about timing. It's about speed. And I mentioned speed Because when I watch Cesar Almeida fight, I understand all these credentials. I understand the power that he brings. I don't see the speed. I just don't see the hand speed to be able to touch and compete with a guy like Kopylov, who was also a very high-level guy. It feels to me that in the first couple exchanges of this fight, people are going to be like, oh, like that. I think that Kopylov is just way faster. And a lot of times it's speed that wins these fights. Now, I will say, I have not bet Kopylov yet. He is going to be my pick because I think he's just going to be faster on the feet. The reason I have not bet Kopylov yet, and I might because he's flipped the plus money, but we'll just have to wait and see how my balls feel later in the week. Because we've seen a lot of times these guys touch against these powerful strikers, and it looks like they're having success, and they touch, and they just get a little bit overconfident. And I can definitely see a guy like Kopylov touch, get a little bit overconfident, try to do a little bit too much, and then just get put the fuck out by a high-level, powerful striker like Cesar Almeida. So there's a reason why I haven't bet Kopylov, because I fully respect everything that Cesar Almeida brings into the octagon. If you're betting him, I get it, right? But when it comes down to a pick, when it comes down to a mixed martial art fight, Angelo nailed it. Kopylov might mix in a takedown. He might turn into a Russian wrestler in this fight. Or I think he's just going to have the speed advantage with the kicks, with the hands, with the footwork. Caesar is just kind of a flat-footed, kind of wait to see to find that power shot guy. Maybe he's able to find it, but to me, I think I'm going Kopylov here. I think he's just faster. I think he's just faster, and that's all that matters in a striking match to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Kopylov side, obviously. I mean, MMA, at a certain point, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter with Poatan. It didn't matter with him, meaning it didn't matter. He just came in here knocking people's heads off. MMA experience, no MMA experience, didn't matter. But he literally might be the hardest hitter in the UFC, including heavyweights. And that is just fight-ending, insane one-punch power. As you pointed out, Cesar does have power, but it's not like that. It's not that insane fight-end, just barely connect type power. So then it is just a straight-up kickboxing match inside of a cage, and there are nuances to a cage, like the actual cage itself, and the size of the cage, and the cadence of a cage. And Roman Kopylov, we've seen him shoot a takedown or two if he needs to. So I'm on the Roman side. Jakey Boy's on the Roman side. I fully totally understand the love for Cesar Almeida, and the logic is there. Kickboxer versus kickboxer, one of these kickboxers is better. If this was a kickboxing match in a ring, Cesar would be the pick, but it's not.
Yeah,
so
let me say too. I talk about the speed, and you know, I don't. It's tough to bring this up as well, but I mean, Cesar Almeida is 36, right? I mean, he's not this young guy. He's not gonna get any faster. Right? In my mind, he's not going to get any. You're not going to see like a crazy improvement in speed. I know who Roman's going to be. Caesar's only going to start slowing down, and I'm not saying he's going to be looking old in there, but I'm just saying that I mean, he's 36.
Yep. No, we're both on the Kopylov side. I'm going to keep watching that line. He was a favorite. He is now a dog. So I'm going to keep watching that line. And if we end up with a plus sign, if he's a dog at like minus 106, I don't know what he is this minute.
What, Kopylov?
Yeah.
He was plus 100 earlier.
I mean, I'm definitely going to keep watching that.
Plus 102.
Because, yeah, I'm going to keep watching that then. I don't know why all the money's coming in on Cesar.
Everyone bet Cesar for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to that for sure. This could also be a weird over 2.5 sloppy type fight too. I doubt it, but you never know. Roman Kopylov is my pick. Roman Kopylov is Jacob's pick. We are going to monitor the line movement tracker, see if we can get better odds and potentially place a bet on him. If you are a premium member, go to your account page, link your Discord. That's how you get alerts to your phone. You will instantly get alerts to your phone anytime we place a bet or do something. If you like it, great. You didn't miss out on the line movement. You got access to it. If you don't like it, that's fine too. The premium member safety parlay is up right now. It is ready to go. You can unlock that and everything else. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 for an entire month. And before we break down the main card, here's just a reminder of how good the pay-per-view boys are on pay-per-views. Safety parlay does really well on pay-per-views. We're up 7.29 units of net profit on 2024 pay-per-views with a 12% return on your investment if you tailed those bets. I also want to tell you about the $50 promo. We've got a bunch of people I got to pay out in the next couple of days, and you can hop on that line. Just go to wewantpicks.com/bets. Use our affiliate links to sign up with any one of our sportsbook partners. Make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. They're going to pay me. So you're going to use the link on the website. You're going to make an account. Then they're going to pay me, and I'm going to slice off some of that money and send it right back to you, because if I'm getting paid, you're getting paid. wewantpicks.com/bets. Use the links. Make an account. And then finally, here is the P.O. box. For years, people said, I want to send you something. I want to send you something. We opened up the P.O. box, and we've gotten some really cool stuff. We've gotten letters, just letters about this is my betting journey. Here's who I think wins and why. We got a hand-stitched. I have it in my office. I'll do in the Fight Foods. I'll show my office. Is he I thought he was pretending there was a woman there. That's not even a bit. He's just talking to his mother. He's Norman Bates. He is talking to his mother, but she's a skeleton in a chair. That's what you're listening to right now. Somebody sent us a hand-stitched Cheeto Vera jersey. We've had small businesses send us things as well. I've been sent food that was too hot to eat. We've been sent all sorts of really cool stuff. We'll read the letters. We'll open the stuff. This is the address if you want to send something. How long till the pizza gets there? Because we can rush through the rest of these if you're that hungry.
Say what?
I heard you Norman Batesing your mother, so I just didn't know when the pizza was going to get there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you get the Norman?
I'm picking against all. I have picked against all Brazilians.
Do you get the Norman Bates reference? Does anybody in here get that? Am I too old? Even that movie was even before my time, but I get the reference, obviously. Do you know who Norman Bates is?